All right, so for question 38, we're referring to this diagram above here. And it is talking about a meter. And so if you remember the meters that, the voltmeters that we have used in class, some of them have, you, you have to select the range of the particular meter. So that's what this schematic is referring to is there's a 5 volt range, a 25 volt range, and a 50 volt range. And depending on what this switch is on at any given time, that's the voltage range it's going to be on. So right now it's at 5 volts. And so these are the leads that you would be hooking up your multimeter to. So those would go off in different directions to the particular source or load that you're measuring the voltage drop on. All right, so at this resistor here, this rheostat, so this is a variable resistor, but right now, currently, it's set at 20 milliamps and 50 ohms. Okay, so using Ohm's law, V equals IR, we are able to determine the voltage drop across that point there. So that's going to be equal to 0.02, which is 20 milliamps, times 50. And that's going to give us a voltage drop across that rheostat of 1 volt. 1 volt from that point to that point. Okay, so we've already determined that we're in the 5 volt range here, meaning that's a maximum voltage that the voltmeter in this state can read. So if we already have a 1 volt drop across the rheostat, then we have a maximum voltage drop of 4 volts across there because we are, let's change colors here. This is in series around the circuit. So we got 1 volt here, 4 volts here. That's going to give us our maximum of 5 volts. All right. The other thing we got to realize is because it's a series circuit, I total equals I going through each and every resistor. Fundamental rule to series circuits. So we know then that this 20 milliamps is going to be going through this resistor as well. Now if we know that there's a 4 volt drop and 20 milliamp current going through it, well, we can use the variation of Ohm's law to figure out the current. So R equals V over, or sorry, the resistance. So R equals V over I. So 4 over 0.02, which gives us a resistance of 200 ohms. So we can write that in here. Now we can do this exact same thing with the other voltages here. This 1 volt drop remains constant, but now we have, to give us a 25 volt max, we're going to have a 24 volt drop here, and we can apply that to Ohm's law again. So we still got that same current going through, So R equals V over I, which is now 24 divided by 50. Or sorry, not 50, 0.02. 24 volts, 0.02 amps. And that is going to give us 1200 ohms. We're going to do the same thing again below. This time we're going to subtract 1 from 50, so 49. Divided by 0.02, which is going to give us 2450 ohms. And I made a mistake above. That's not. Oh no, that's right. So 2450. And that's how you go about that question there.